What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday night live stream. I'm so happy to have all you here. So happy to have a bunch of new people, which is really cool. I love seeing new people. Don't get me wrong, I like all the old people except for Glenn. But everybody else, man, it's so nice to see everybody. If you didn't see last time stream with Glenn, yeah, it was a lot of fun. So tonight's going to be a great night. I got some exciting news and some other things to kind of go over. Before we get started, I just want to go over a few things. A lot of people ask me about the contest and how it works, and I think it's right of me to go over how the contest works for people that are new, and maybe some people that are old that haven't really understood how the contest works. So. The contest is only done during the live stream, so you can't enter it before the live stream. You can't enter it after the live stream. You have to be here from the beginning, generally till the end. I do have put a timer on it for 45 minutes, so you get 45 minutes to enter it. In order to enter the contest, you have to type in the exclamation point, then Reef Automation. It'll tell you if you've entered the contest. So far, we have 33 people that have entered the contest. We need 50 tonight to give away, if you can believe it. We're going to be giving away the first XP8 Pro Pack with the X4. It retails for $680, and that's what we're giving away tonight. So it's a big thing to be given away. Once they come out, I'm going to ship them out right away. Again, you have to enter the contest. We have 36 so far. We need 50. So if you know people, have them come in. It's going to be a big giveaway. If we don't get 50, I'm not going to give it away. So a couple other things. You have to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel. If you're not, you're going to need to do that during the stream in order to win. And you also have to be part of our Facebook group. Now, the Facebook group, I've kind of been a little wishy-washy. If you're not part of the Facebook group, it's not a big deal. I usually will let it slide. But I would appreciate if you do have Facebook that you do belong to our group as well. Let's see, is there a rule I'm missing? Oh yeah, you do have to participate. I get a lot of people that win my giveaways that didn't ask a single question throughout the stream. So at the end of the stream, I'm going to announce the winner using my system here. So far we have 42 people. It's going to be a big win because you're going to win an XP8 and a HYDROS X4. It also comes, I think, with a pH probe and a temperature probe. I know some of the Coral View guys are on here. They can tell me exactly what it comes with. So that's going to be the win tonight. So I think it's going to be huge. So another thing to go over is I do have an XP8. It is standing right here in front of me. Here she is. This is an XP8. So we're going to go over it. We're going to get through kind of what I think about it so far. I do want everyone to know, if they don't know, I pay for everything with my own money. This was not given to me. I had to pay for this. The reason I was able to get it before everybody is because I'm going to do some testing on it before it's released to the public. So that way, if there's any bugs or anything that they find with it, I'll be able to let them know. But this is it. This is the XP8. It's pretty thick. I was shocked when I saw it. It's not very big, though. It's actually pretty small, which is cool. It's got mounting holes just like all their other equipment, but it is pretty thick. I would say it's probably about maybe 3 inches thick, so it's pretty thick. I would say this is about the size of maybe, I don't know. I can't, maybe 4 by 6. I don't know. I'll have to measure it. I think I have a measuring tape over here. So this is it. This is the XP8. Like I said, I haven't even hooked it up yet. I just got it today. I don't know when it's going to be released. So I know a few people have pre-ordered them for me, and I know that the XP Pro pack that I'm giving away today is going to be not given away today. I have to wait till it comes out, just like everybody else, to buy it for you guys and then send it to whoever it is. Remember, all my giveaways and everything I do, I pay with my own money. I don't get anything for free. Everything I get, I pay with my own money. Let's see. So I do want you guys to ask questions about this. I don't have a lot of information. Like I said, I just had it. People asked if it's pretty heavy. I would say it's not very heavy at all. It's got a really pretty good long cord, I would say. It does have a reset button here. It's got the command port. I saw this earlier. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got a collective LED, a Wi-Fi LED, a mode LED. I'm not exactly sure what these do yet, but I'm assuming it's going to tell you if it's part of the collective or not. Someone asked how long the cord is. I don't know. Like I said, I think we have some Coral View guys in here that could tell you. I'm going to say this is probably 9 feet, maybe. I don't know. People are asking, yeah, it's pretty thick. Like it's here. Let me get the measuring tape so I can show you guys. So, I mean, we're talking. Oh, you can't even see the measuring tape. It's roughly 3 inches tall, I would say. If I'm trying to see if I have anything I can. All I got here is a PlayStation controller. Here's my PlayStation controller, and here's this guy. So it's probably about the size of a PlayStation controller. I hope that helps. So, yeah, like I said, I just got it literally 2 hours ago. I have not set it up yet. I wanted to kind of just show you what it looks like. And of course, if you guys have any questions about physically, it's got nice spacing between the plugs, which is cool. Again, I was shocked by the thickness, but it's not heavy. I mean, it's really not that heavy. I think it's going to be pretty cool once it's going. I am interested to hear how loud the relays are, because relays on Neptune and other products are loud. I don't even know what they're using in here. Maybe I'll open it up and we'll see. So anyway, today is really going to be about. We'll talk about the XP8. I mean, that's part of what we're doing today, but really about the Mastertronic, because I really got to work with it. I've released 2 videos. If you haven't seen it, about the Mastertronic, I'll make a couple more videos. There's also going to be, if you haven't seen it, there's a video I posted today on my fish only tank, and I got a couple of other great videos. I'm going to do a video review on this guy once I get it set up. Oh my goodness, some of these comments. Yeah, last week, I did want to mention this. I know it's kind of off what we're talking about, but we had Glenn on last stream, and we had a bunch of people in the stream that were clearly not fans of mine, I guess, or were Glenn's best friends. And the winner of that contest never got back to me, I think. They won, and then they just never got back to me. So the winner today hopefully is someone that will get back to me, because this is a really good prize. Let's see. Need to see if Devin can give me a deal. All we know, he wouldn't trade from Apex to Hydros. That's a really good comment, Queens City Reefs. I've mentioned this actually last stream, and I think I mentioned the stream before. I really do love my Hydros. If you guys haven't seen my Reptile Hydros video, I recommend it highly. Even if you're not a reptile person, I think it's important that you see what I did with it. I think it's an awesome video on what I'm doing with Hydros. Sean, thank you for the super chat. I think it's the guy who won last week, but hasn't got a hold of me. But we're talking, if I was to trade my Apex, in for a Hydros, we're talking. I'm going to have to say, honestly, with all sincerity, even though I'm a dealer of the product, it would probably cost me upwards of $15,000 to $20,000 to replace everything. And there's so many things that I use the Neptune for that, of course, Hydros hasn't come out with. But yeah, I'm loving my Mastertronic, guys. I really am. It's been great. There's a couple quirks to it that I have mentioned in my videos if you haven't watched them. And I'm interested to see what the questions are going to be tonight because I would love to answer questions about it. Well, Reef Keeper, I have 41 modules on my Apex. You got to remember, for those that are new here, I've had Apex for over, we're talking since 2003, 2004, maybe. I started my first, and I transferred all that equipment over, and then I upgraded. So I've had a lot of my equipment for a long time. Um, Trident versus Mastertronic, which wins? You know, I'm gonna say I'm still a big fan of my Trident. It tests everything much quicker. Um, it of course can connect to my Apex, so I can do a lot of different things with my Apex. Um, let's see if there's some other questions. Yeah, so I'm running the Mastertronic and the Trident. I run the Trident for. Oh, Love Face is back. Oh my God. Well, I hope my mods get rid of Love Face again. Oh my goodness. So yeah, so I'm running the Trident obviously for my alkalinity, my calcium, and my magnesium, and then I'm running the Mastertronic for my phosphate, nitrate, nitrite, iodine, and whatever the OLI is. I'm sure Glenn brought back Love Face. Um, but yeah, I'll ban them if they come back. So yeah, if I was to say, which one I like better or which one I really, of course, I'm gonna always say the Trident is probably my better option because um, the Trident is half the price and it tests alkalinity and it tests it much quicker than the Mastertronic, in my opinion. I also cannot, due to the fact that I have an Apex, I can't manipulate or do anything with my Mastertronic with the Apex. So I find it to be more important to me, of course. Mastertronic or ReefBot, which one do you like? Yeah, I'm gonna do a Mastertronic versus ReefBot video. But so far, the Mastertronic guys is easily, I'm gonna say, I don't even know how to say it. It's so much better. The Mastertronic is so much better than the ReefBot. It's ridiculous. Uh, oh, here we go. We got Glenn's friends back. Hook up the HYDROS to see everyone your dashboard. Pretty sick. Yeah, I did that in my video. Let's see. Have you seen or used EPTA Auto Balance? No, I have not. I thought this was his channel. Oh boy. Mastertronic versus Alkatronic. Well, the Alkatronic's just gonna be alkalinity, of course. I think the Mastertronic and Alkatronic combo is quite good. I really do. Um, let's see. How does Mastertronic compare to Trident for price of reagents? I would say the Mastertronic is significantly less money in terms of reagent cost. Patrick Jones asking, how does the Apex dose canister stir up the calcium before it doses? You don't generally have to stir your dosing containers as long as they're sealed. There's no reason to have to dose them or stir them in any fashion. Let's see, ratios. At this time, GN Zake, you can only use specific test kits. If you go to Focustronic's website, it tells you which test kits. How long does each test take? That's interesting that Gary asked that question because I was shocked by how quickly it does tests. And I'm only comparing it to the ReefBot, right? Because obviously it's hard for me to compare the Trident or the Alkatronic to a Mastertronic. Yes, the Mastertronic will do alkalinity, but the Trident and the Alkatronic are going to do alkalinity a lot more and you're going to not waste as much reagent because, for instance, the Alcatronic reagent is so much cheaper in terms of its reagent comparatively to using your Mastertronic for alkalinity, you know. But so shocked how quickly most of the tests are in comparison. And again, I'm comparing it to the Reef bot. The Reef bot, for instance, would take 55 minutes, 50 minutes to do a nitrate test, whereas the Mastertronic, I think, does it in 10 minutes. The Mastertronic is actually not that big, Ancient City Aquatics. You'd be surprised how it's not as big as it looks in the pictures. If you're comparing it again to the Reef bot, I think it's actually smaller. You know, Nicholas Williams is asking, how long does the Mastertronic reagent last? It depends on how many tests you're doing and which test you're doing. Because, for instance, I've done nitrate, and phosphate in the last 2 weeks. I've only had it for 2 weeks, guys. And I think it's only at 19%. Will the Mastertronic burn my house down? Probably not. I feel like I was catfished through. This was Glenn's YouTube. Do I think Neptune is going to come out with a Trident to test nitrate and phosphate? You know, I think they are. I really do. I'm going to say probably it's in their best interest. I mean, how big is the Mastertronic compared to an Alcatronic? I would say they're about the same size. Maybe the Alcatronic's a little bigger, or at least a little taller. The Mastertronic at JT's Reef is asking how loud is it? The Mastertronic is actually not very loud at all. It's actually surprisingly quiet. Reefbot Mike burned your house down. Ask Derek about his power issue. Yeah, Reefbot. When I have my own channel, I'll swallow this channel up. Yeah, good luck with that, Glenn. Good luck. You first got to get yourself a good green screen before you can do that. Have you compared it with the API Aquaspin? No, I have not, Nate Peters. Unfortunately, you know, I have to just mention to Nate, you know, I get some of these products because I pay for them. You know, if I'm not going to use a product, I'm not going to pay for it unless someone gives it to me to like borrow so I can do a review on it. I'm just not going to buy products just to do reviews on them. Let's see. When do you think they're releasing the new Neptune? I don't know. Is the Reef pot still running? No, it is in the trash. Well, it's not in the trash. Let me rephrase that. It is sitting ready to be trashed. Is it quieter than the Trident? I would say the Trident and the Mastertronic are very similar in their noise level. What can the Mastertronic test? The Mastertronic can test a lot of stuff. Alkalinity, calcium, magnesium, iodine, potassium. I'm sure I'm missing something. Nitrate, nitrite, phosphate. I'm sure there's one I'm missing. Let's see. What do I think about Inkbird controllers? I think Inkbird controllers are great. They make some stuff for like reptiles, like I said, and I think they're great. Oh, Reefbot's getting destroyed. I'm not selling it. There you go. It can't test potassium. Iron. That's right. Iron, not potassium. Let's see. Wow, we got 72 people in here. This is freaking awesome. We do have enough people for the contest. We have 53 people, guys. That's really cool. So Mastertronic is $1,300 US. I do sell them. I just haven't got stock of them. I'm going to be selling these XP8s too. I did pre-order a bunch, so I don't know how many I'm going to have. But if you don't know, I do have a website where I sell, you know, all these products. If you're interested, I do free shipping and no sales tax. So, what's your thoughts on the dinosaur juice that is on the reefing report? I haven't looked at that. You know, I like Terrence, but I have not looked at the reefing report. I feel so bad. um, can I explain the XP8? Well, it's right here, JK, here upside down. It's got 8 outlets. They're controllable, of course. I'm pretty sure they are power monitored also. And it's got a control bus, so you can connect it to other hydro systems in the collective, right? Um, I don't really know much else from that right now until I start playing with it. What's your favorite Hydros controller? I really like the X. Is it the X3 with all the sense ports? I think it's awesome. But you know what? They got the X2 also, which I think is awesome because the X2 has the sense ports and the drive ports. And in my case, I used the X2 and I was able to put solenoids remotely, which is really cool. Um, let's see. What is the max amount of different reagents it can test at one time? So the Mastertronic cannot test multiple things at one time. It has to do them every hour. Um, if you watch, I would recommend you guys watch my Mastertronic video where I explain some of the details. But one of the things that I don't like about the Mastertronic is that you can't queue your tests. So you can't like say I want to do nitrate and phosphate right now and push a button, right? I don't like that feature. The scheduling is quite easy, but you can't do tests at the same time. So if I wanted to queue up, I don't know, 4 or 5 tests every hour, I can't do that. Let's just say, I mean, I know these are crazy examples, but let's say I want to do alkalinity, right? And I want to do it noon, 1, 2, 3 every hour, right? But I want to do phosphate at 3. I can't do that. It won't let me. So I would have to do it every other. I'd have to do it every other, hour or something like that. Do you empty the test water back in the tank? You do not do that. Let's see. Happy New Year. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Oh, Love Face is back. I'm gonna try to ban here. Let's see if I can ban Love Face. There we go. Banned. Oh boy. Glenn, you brought all of your people here. You just brought them all back. So for those that don't know, the contest is a big deal today. We're giving away an XP8 and an XS Pro Pack, which I'm excited to give away. Can I put my LED on the Mastertronic? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. What took so long? Well, unfortunately, my mods are slow. Maybe if Glenn was my mod, he might, take care of some stuff, but I don't know. My mods don't want to do their job, so. How many Hydros controllers do I have? I have 3 right now. What is in the XS Pro Pack? I believe it comes with an XS, a power supply, a temperature probe, a 4-outlet power supply, and I think that's it, if I recall. Make me a mod. How do you like the app? I like the app. I think it's much better than their older apps. I do like the app. I've used it quite a bit now. There's a couple little things I wish, like you can't, for instance, if you don't put a schedule in, it deletes all of your information for that particular parameter, which I don't understand. So for some of us out there that, I don't know, maybe there's one of us out there that don't want to do a schedule and they want to manually do tests from time to time. You have to do a schedule in order for it to remember all your settings, which I think is a little strange. Let's see. If you were given a Hydros controller, would you swap? No, I would not. Absolutely not. I would not swap out my Neptune system that I've spent so much time on. Works fantastic for me, other than a few bugs here and there. There's also so many things on my Neptune system that I would have to replace that I don't think people realize have to replace pumps, leak sense. I mean, it would just be insane. Eric Allen, can you just test 2 a day? You absolutely can. Just do 2 tests a day. It's very flexible in amount of tests that you can do. Let's see. Have not sent out my ICP test, Reef the Sea Forever. I am planning on it. I have my ICP ready to go. I just have to clean my tank and a few other things, but yeah, I will be ready to do that. What is something that Neptune has that Hydros does not have yet? Flow sensors are one thing. They don't have a salinity probe. I know a lot of people don't like the salinity probe, but for me, I actually use it for a number of different reasons. Um, they got, let's see, the return pumps, of course. I have return pumps, but I'd have to change it over to wave engines. I have to change all my plumbing. It would be a big deal for me. I'm trying to think what else they don't have or do have. It's hard, there's a lot of things that don't that Hydros has now. I do not have an SPS on my Salinity Pro. I've never needed it. I have trigger system sumps, and where I put my Salinity Pro works great. How much do you want for the yellow tank? What is the minimum size for? What is the minimum size tank that you'd suggest would benefit from automation? This question has come up a lot, JK. I think there is no minimum size. I think every tank requires some form of a monitor, not necessarily automation, but a way to tell you if something's wrong, whether it's temperature, pH, etc. I think every tank needs some type of monitor. Will the Mastertronic do a push notification? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I'll put that up on the screen. Alicia, Hydros is cheaper. It is not cheaper. It's cheaper in certain situations. This has come up a lot in a lot of conversations with a lot of different people. For me, Hydros would cost an absolute ton of money to replace everything that I have. But for most people with basic systems, Hydros is going to be cheaper. Red, that's a perfect example right here. It depends on how much coral money you got to protect. That's perfectly correct. Keisha says, has the automation saved a system? Absolutely. I've never seen you in my channel, but if you look at some of my videos and some of my past live streams, there's been a number of times that Neptune has saved my butt. Let's see. What does it cost when you apex when done? What did it cost when you I don't know what that says, Peter. I'm sorry. Does Hydros do third-party integrations? It sure does. I mean, Mastertronic is considered a third-party integration. You cannot run a Trident on a Hydros. Let's see. Cheap if you don't want to control everything. Cheaper is for the average reefer. That is a perfect comment from Danny Fox. I totally agree with that. What did it cost you when your Apex failed? My Apex never failed, Peter. What happened was my stupid Reef bot broke half of my Apex products, and I had a huge leak because of the stupid Reef bot, and it destroyed 2 of my EB8s. I have a whole thing about how the Reef bot almost blew up my house, yeah, I had to replace the EB8s, which sucked. I had to reprogram all that stuff, which sucked. I did get a leak alert. However, because the Reef bot didn't have a leak detector on it, it had already fried everything before I got the leak alert. I think Danny Fox just said about leak detectors saving. I think that's one of the best investments, regardless if you have a Hydros or you have a Neptune or even a GHL. What would you recommend for a Hydros that is comparable to a Trident for the Hydros? Wait, what would you recommend for a Hydros that is comparable to a Trident? I mean, the Alcatronic would be the comparable, I believe. Let's see. I'm trying to get. There's a lot of comments, guys. So if I don't get your questions, I'm sorry. I'll do my best. Usually I have a guest on, but we have a big guest coming on soon, so I'm leading up to that. Let's see. So another kind of housekeeping thing, I forgot. I want to mention this while I got everyone watching. A lot of people, I get a lot of PMs. I actually get probably, and some of my friends that are on here that are my good friends know how many PMs I get. Um, and I probably get 2 or 3 PMs almost every day that ask me to help set up their Apex or set up their Hydros or set up their aquarium. I do offer that service. I've always offered that service to people. But if I'm working, I work like a normal job like everyone else, hopefully, and I just don't have time to help people as much as I'd like to. I'm so like humbled and so happy that my channel has become as big as it's become, and I hope it just keeps on getting bigger, of course. I know the more people I reach and the more people I can help, um, makes me just so much happier. I'm not in this for money. I never have been. I'm more in this for helping people. And yes, I started a reef automation store, hopefully to make some money so that I don't have to do my normal 8 to 5 job anymore because I don't really like my job. Um, so again, I have the store, and the store is there because I'm hoping to, have that as my full-time job. But it's going to just take time. With that being said, if you go to my store, there's a section there that says programming, training, let's see, programming, training, and setup. I mean, you guys can purchase hourly training from me. When you purchase the hourly training from me, I will schedule you within my normal business hours, and I will assist you in any way I can at that time. But I just want to throw that out there because I do get a lot of PMs from people that want to have me set their stuff up, which I have no problem doing. But of course, I need to be paid for it. And of course, if you could do it through my website, that way I can schedule it and it's at a convenient time for both of us. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. Let me see if I could scroll up and see any questions. If you asked a question during that period of time, I wasn't really looking, so you might have to repeat it. How many times has automation saved you per week? Oh my goodness, JK. The fact that I don't have to get off my chair when I'm working and go check my fish tank every 2 seconds, trust me, it has really helped me. I mean, it's ridiculous how much my automation has helped. I mean, I don't know if you've watched my channel for a long time, but um, watch my videos of all the stuff I'm doing. That's the best way I can tell you. Someone asked the name of my store. It is Reef Automation. It's reefautomation.net. I sell just about everything. I mean, there's a couple products I'm still trying to get in on there, but I sell HYDROS, Neptune. I don't sell GHL. I sell Reef Octopus, Aquaforest. I mean, you name it. Anything at Coral View I sell because I'm a Coral View dealer now. Let's see. Yeah, JK, I've never seen you in. Welcome. All the new people, I'm so happy to see you. We got, what, 70 people in today? That's flipping awesome. That's really awesome. And Glenn is not coming back. If you guys all want Glenn back, he's going to have to really beg to come back on my stream. But yeah, I mean, if you guys need assistance, I got tons of videos. You can beg me. Yeah, no, no. If you can give us one advice how to get started with automation, what would it be? I think a monitor is the most important thing, to be honest with you, Ancient City Aquatics. I think having a way of getting alerts from catastrophic failures, leak detectors, temperature. Um, let's see. I think leak detectors, temperature, not necessarily pH unless you're doing a lot of dosing. Just those two things, leak detector and temperature, to get you started in automation, I think is where you need to start. Going to have to go back and watch your Hydros videos. You know, I haven't done a lot of Hydros videos because, frankly, I really believe deep down that most people can figure out HYDROS. I think it's so easy that me making videos would be not helpful because it's so easy. You guys don't know who Glenn is? Glenn's on the channel. Just watch him. He'll make fun of me. I have to watch the Reef John. Derek got big because of Glenn, but they have a falling out. Okay, we didn't have a falling out. What system would you recommend on a new setup? Oh boy, here we go. Apex or HYDROS? Peter's trying to get some interesting information out of me. I notice. I know Peter, so it's all right. Here's my truthful opinion. I did what's a good controller. I did a bunch of videos on both HYDROS and Neptune. I'm gonna have to say, after all that's said and done, now that they got this, I would say for a new system, I would go with a HYDROS. For someone that really wants to get really tinkery and more, I would say, automation-y, I would go with a Neptune. I don't know if that helps in decision making, but someone that wants something very basic and easy, and someone that doesn't want to spend time learning how to do all these different things, HYDROS is the way. However, and I said this last time I was on stream, if you are the person that wants to do a lot of different things, they want to do if this happens, then I want this to happen, and you have a bunch of ideas and you want things to be foolproof, I really believe the Neptune is your better option in that case. I found that programming the HYDROS and doing more advanced things is actually way more difficult than doing more advanced things on the Apex side. I really believe that. Let's see. Yeah, Reef Ghost asked, isn't HYDROS... There, I'm going to add a ton of stuff, Reef Ghost. I'm just talking about a basic system. If you're setting up a basic system, and if you're just wanting something simple to get going, I think HYDROS is the way to go. But if you're more of a techie guy like I am, and you want to do a lot of different things, I think the Apex is a better option. Does HYDROS offer custom scripting? It does not, and that's my biggest gripe on it, and I've told them. And I know why they don't do it. They don't want to do advanced programming because they are catering to people that don't do advanced programming, But when you try to do more advanced things, I find it very difficult. Do you think Neptune is better now that Terrence is gone? I don't know if Neptune is better or worse. I mean, they're the same. I don't know. Dumb question. How does a leak detector work? Well, depending on which leak detector you get, all it does is it makes a contact closure. So when it touches water, there's two wires, generally two wires, that touch together to say, hey, I have water, and then it releases, and that's how basically a leak detector works. Let's see, Lovely One. It's good to see you, Lovely One. Haven't seen you in a while. I miss you. You got to come on more. Do you feel after the controllers you tested, Neptune or HYDROS, are the best? I kind of answered that question just a little bit earlier. I don't think there's one that's the best. I think that they both have their pros and they both have their cons still. DJ Mike Fury, I think if they did offer a way for someone like me to do advanced programming, I think you guys are getting confused with advanced programming. I see Peter saying it has advanced programming. It has advanced programming. However, it's very difficult for an average person to figure out. Line codes, or someone that's used to programming line coding like I am, like I said, this is more advanced people in general. I'm a programmer by trade, so this is what I do for a living. But if there's a way to just do if this happens, then this happens in a coding manner, which is what Neptune does, I think it'll be better for HYDROS for more advanced people. That's all. Let's see. Is there a third player that you would consider? There is not. The Felix, I've tried. I didn't try the Felix. Let me rephrase what I'm saying. I had a Senai, which is what Felix is, and it was just awful. And then everyone I've heard that have had a Felix have had tons of issues. I did an entire 15-part series on GHL versus Apex. I suggest if you're ever interested in GHL that you watch that, and you will see why I did not choose GHL in the end. It's just not my cup of tea. Specifically, the programming was just too confusing. Are there pre-med codes for people who aren't familiar with coding from Sabrina? There is on the Neptune side, but there isn't on the Hydro side. They're not really pre-made coding. They're more of pre-made like outlets for you. I find Hydros to be way easier to program than the Neptune. Giuseppe Falvo, I think GHL's programming is god awful. And again, I'm only coming from someone that is a computer programmer by trade. This is what I do for a living, and I design apps and I do all kinds of things. I mentioned this in my GHL series, so I'm not going to mention it now, but I would recommend that you watch that video and you'll understand why I feel that way. So, let's see. Do you feel that Hydros listened and put out more products to help? I absolutely think, Producer Reef, that is true. I think Hydros is listening to people. They're creating products that people want, and they're doing it at a exceptional pace. I mean, look at the XP8, right? I complained about having hardwired wireless controls, and now we got something where it's not hardwired, how it's wireless anymore. So, DJ Mike Fury, you can do commercial. There's a way to do it. I don't exactly know how. Thanks, H8 Mondays. Yeah, I appreciate it. If you guys are new, I have tons of videos. It's good to see new people. I do live streams. I try to do them every week, and I do give away stuff all the time. So, oh no, here's Glenn. Is it hard to connect the Hydros to Wi-Fi like the Neptune Apex can be? I think they're similar. I know people have had issues with both systems. I think it's all dependent on your network in your house, how you would have difficulty for either side of the coin. If you have Apex, it's going to be difficult to set up your system wirelessly, just like if you have Hydros, right? You cannot use Amazon with the Hydros. Yeah, Lucas has a good point. I think the programming is simple, and it's limited in a way that they make it that way on purpose. They limit it so people can't screw up stuff, which I really do like about Hydros. But on the flip side, if you're someone like me that wants to do crazy things, I do wish there was a way that you could kind of open it up to people a little bit. That's all. But I can see why they don't do it. I understand the reasoning why they don't do it. Yes, support from CoralView has been terrific. I can attest to that. It didn't used to be that way a while ago, but ever since they released the Hydros and a few other things, they've been really great. Yeah, Apple versus Samsung. That's a really good example. Someone had come up with that last time. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of Hydros questions, which is great. Any questions on Mastertronic? I know that was what this was going to be about, but I'll talk about whatever you guys want. What is the biggest pro and con with Hydros versus Apex? I think it's a great question, Queen City Reefs. My biggest pro with the Hydros is the simplicity, how easy it is to get set up and how easy it is to program. The biggest con with Hydros is the limited ability in which to do things from a single controller. And what I mean by that is their XS, their X2, there's only 3 plugs, and you have to buy another controller if you want to add more to it. Whereas with Apex, you just buy a module and you're done, and it's much cheaper that way actually. So that what I would say about cons of Hydros. Apex, I would say the pro of Apex is the expandability and the amount of programming that you can actually do and the amount of things you can actually do if you really get into it. In terms of the con of Apex, I would say, oh man, I would say their customer service maybe. I have had trouble with them in the past, getting a hold of them. Um, I probably shouldn't say this, but I think Apex reminds me of Crestron. I'm a Crestron programmer. That's what I do for a living. And there's a lot of, I don't know how to put this without sounding kind of conceited. They put their nose up to things, right? So how do I put this? Like they think their products won't break, right? That's my problem with them. I wish they could understand that, electronics break, things happen. Um, I don't know how to say that. That's the only thing I could say about Apex that I would say is a con. Aaron's system is awesome from Sabrina. Well, Sabrina, I hope you get a chance to look at my videos and my system because I taught everything Aaron knows. You're proud of me, Glenn? Oh, thank you. Hey, I've always tried to be unbiased on this channel, but people think I'm biased regardless. I could say anything. I could say I love my iPhone, and people will be like, "Oh, you must be big iPhone. You must sell iPhones. You must no." Do you have a Dostronic with a Mastertronic? I don't have that, Jason. I have everything I have is Neptune. I love Neptune. I always have. All their products have always served me really well. I have a lot of money put into my Apex, so there's really no reason for me to change it. That's true. I will be there. I will be coming to Florida. When am I coming? End of February. I'm visiting Aaron here. I'm gonna visit all the people up there. Hopefully that I get a chance to meet. And I'm gonna shop by my favorite coral store, Top Shelf Aquatics. I buy a lot of stuff from them. I'm excited to go there. Do I believe the cost of the Mastertronics is justified? That's a really good question. I'm gonna say that the cost is high. I think $1,300 is quite a bit for a Mastertronic. However, if you guys have a Mastertronic, you will understand why it is $1,300. It is significantly better built than any auto tester I have ever seen. Um, I mean, it is so well built, and I'm comparing this to a Reef bot and a Trident, guys. The build quality is amazing. I mean, I don't know I don't know what else to say. Like, I'm gonna do a video hopefully soon about the build quality of the products, the motors inside, the electronics, everything, how they've designed the tubing management and the cord management. It's so much better than any other auto tester. Oh my goodness. Um, Listen, my Trident's awesome. I love my Trident. But if you open up a Trident, you'll see how basic it is. The tubing is held on by pieces of tape, okay? Whether or not that's wrong or right, if you open up a Mastertronic and you see how they have the tubing lined and everything all nice and neat, it's amazing. Uh, yeah, $1,300. If you're going by $1,300 based on how much it costs to actually test and all that fun stuff, yeah, 1,300 would be justified. But I think the question was really, why is it $1,300, right? Um, I'm telling you guys, if you don't haven't seen one, um, the build quality is fantastic on it. That's what I said multiple times, but I think someone else said in the channel. But yeah, it depends on how much you're trying to protect. That's a really good comment for sure. Um, let's see, dosing. I really appreciate, guys, by the way, the comments in the channel. The um, one thing about my streams is I really love to get you guys involved. I try to do that because I'm telling you, I don't really watch a lot of YouTube on reefing anymore. I used to when I was, not doing it by myself. But one thing that I always hated, like when I would watch BRSs, specifically BRSs, but there's other people, and I would just ask a simple question, and I'd be like, oh, they're never going to get to it. So I strive really hard to answer as many questions as I can because I really like to get my people involved in my streams. My people, that's not the right words. I really like to get my people that are watching me involved in my streams. And I'm gonna bug him again, but I really want to have Carlos on from Coral View on here, and I'm also trying to get someone from Neptune on here as well. Which app do you prefer, Neptune or Hydros? I'm going to say the Neptune app. I really do like the Neptune app a little bit better than the Hydros. I do have little issues with the Hydros app that I don't really like. There's a few things I like about it, of course. It's got the nice big bold icons, but I think, I think the Neptune has a better app, honestly. Let's see. Reef Dudes brought me here. That's awesome, Emmanuel. Yeah, I watch Reef Dudes when I can. I've been pretty busy lately on Wednesdays. Yes, for those that don't know, I have a really crappy camera, so it goes out all the time. Have I done the Trident service? I have not done the Trident service. It's funny, they mentioned this Trident service, right? And they've never mentioned it to anyone ever again. Like, I should bring it up on one of their streams, but Paul hasn't done Lex Talk for Reef. We haven't seen anything from them. Who knows what's going on over there? They got some secrets going on over there. But in any event, no, I haven't done it. Glenn, I don't want your camera. Yeah, what's really cool about the Mastertronic guys is, from my understanding, is they can just change the firmware and then all of a sudden it can do other tests. And that's really cool. You obviously could never do that with a Trident. The Trident's only made for 3 reagents that work to those 3 supplements. So they're never going to do like phosphate firmware or something on it. They just can't. It's not built for that. Whereas the Mastertronic can do that. Is it convenient to buy the Mastertronic reagents? Timothy, the Mastertronic reagents are just your normal test kits that you get at any fish store. So like API, Red Sea test kits, stuff like that. Yeah, it's unfortunate, Jay Fusion, that the whole Terrence situation. Guys, I had Terrence on like a couple weeks after that whole situation, and I do miss having him as the guy there. I really do. Let's have a reef off. Well, unfortunately, Alan, I'm gonna just destroy Glenn and his reef off. How's the Mastertronic app? Gary, I would recommend that you watch my latest video on the Mastertronic because I think it really shows it in full detail. Let's see. Trying to get some good questions here. Being a Hydros user, should I go with Versa, a Camor? I really love the Camor product line. I do sell the Camor product line, DJ Mike. So if you want something, just let me know. I really like the Camor over the Versa. I think they're just better pumps. And if, for those that don't know, the Camor like manufactures most dosing pumps for most of these companies out there. Where's Aaron been? Are you talking about Desert Reef? I tried to get him on. He's got a kid, man. He's busy. Oh boy. Cyber Postman, I suggest you also watch my second video. The graphs are horrendous, unfortunately, on the Focustronic. That is something I'm sure they're going to fix over time. Yeah, verses are impossible to buy. That's a good point. I don't know if the Camor works with Hydros drive points. That's a good question for someone over at Coral View. I honestly don't know. Queen City Reefs, you got some great questions tonight, buddy. Tell me the biggest pro and con for Mastertronic and Trident. Let's see. I would say the pro of the Mastertronic is build quality for sure. The con, I think I mentioned earlier, is the fact that you can't queue tests. It also doesn't tell you when it's doing a test, which drives me crazy. Some of you guys are like, oh, well, whatever. I'm going to test it in the middle of the night, so why do I care? Well, I mean, sometimes you want to know if it's running, and it doesn't have that feature, which is unfortunate. And I know they're gonna change that. I've already talked to Eric about it. Pros and cons of the Trident. Obviously, the pros of the Trident. Easy, works with the Apex. You can do all kinds of programming with it. Cons, I would say, is the reagent costs. They're expensive for sure. I don't know what type of maintenance the Mastertronic requires because I've only had it for 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't know how to answer this question. Why don't they implement some other way of updating others than users having to use the SD cards? I don't know what that means. Yep, reefing. Well, reef with a C. I'm going to send my ICP in. Maybe this week I'll send it in, and then I'll have some results for you. Does the test water automatically get discarded? Yes, it does. Does the Mastertronic have scheduled tests? It has both. However, that's my one gripe about it is you can't test a manual. You can't send a manual test if there's not a test going. So if you scheduled it and you want to test something else while it's scheduled, that's why I recommend highly that you test during the night. However, for some people, they want to test during the day, like alkalinity. They can't test anything else. Let's say they just had a spike in something and they want to just do a quick test. You can't because it's testing something else. Gary, I think I'm kind of mentioning that right now. Some of my issues with the Mastertronic is the testing. The fact that you can't test multiple tests at once, you can't queue tests, and knowing when it's testing, I think are some huge things I wanted to change. What do I do with the wastewater? It just goes down the drain. Uh, Hydros or Apex in conjunction with Mastertronic? I would say Hydros by a mile. I have my Hydros connected to my Mastertronic, so it provides me all the notifications for when my tests are out of whack. No, the tests use so little water. I mean, seriously, they use like 10 milliliters of water. I don't have a discarded bucket. Everything goes down the drain. Uh, I need to do that, KP Diver. I need to go through each test and kind of write it down. I've been very shocked by how quickly most of them go, though. They're like, I think the longest one I saw was like 30 minutes, but I have to do it. Uh, Queen City Reefs. I'm gonna get in trouble for answering this question. Um, I've said this before in my streams, and I've gotten some slack for it. I don't think there is any reason that the line needs to be specific distance, and I say that because when you see it actually test, it actually brings water in and then flushes water out. So I'm sure there's a length that it can't be more than, but I've never really had any issues, and mine are like 15 feet. I don't know how long they are. Does the Matronic work when not connected to the internet? Siraj, I believe it does. It's a good question. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't know because it has an online thing on there that tells us it. Um, Yeah, DJ Mike, I don't think there'll ever be a slimmer version of of any of these auto testers, right? Because unless they can come out with an auto tester that uses like one or two reagents, I don't see how that's gonna be possible. Do you have to discard the water after eat? Oh, I see what you're asking, Sabrina. You need to have a large container. If you don't have a drain, you need to have a large container, and it will definitely tell you when it's high or low. There's you should have put a sensor in there. But like me, I just throw it in the drain. If you could throw it in the drain, that'd be the best. I don't understand the question, producer. Are you tired of all the reefing wars instead of trying to help others grow? I'm assuming you're meaning like companies trying to like one up each other. I mean, it's pretty typical in most, industries. There's always, one guy that wants to be better than the other guy. That's just business. Does it have an alert when tests in the Mastertronic are low? It sure does. Yeah, one thing I hated about the Reef bot was it didn't be on. It needed to be online to be work, and it also was never online because it never works. Yes, the Alcatronic can run offline. That's a good point. The footprint of the Mastertronic, I honestly don't know. Uh, so we're getting to about 8 o'clock, people. We have, wow, 62 people have entered this contest. That's incredible. That's 75 people on here right now. This is awesome. I'm going to try to have Carlos on. Got a couple other ideas. Oh, yeah, the Reef bot sucks. But that's a whole nother conversation for another day. And even if we need to, we can just put it on the stream so people can know that the Reef bot sucks. But anyway, let's see. Can you set limited tests with the Mastertronic? I'm not exactly sure what that means. Do you think the Alcatronic and Mastertronic will merge into one system? I can see that happening in the future. I do. Yeah, Ancient City Reefer, I am glad you watched my videos and I'm glad you took my advice to heart because some people think I'm just on here to just make fun of them, but I'm telling you guys, I'm just telling you, the Reef bot, there's so many reasons I don't like it. I'm not going to go over it because I've said it in all my videos and pretty much every live stream we've talked about it. Um, it's just not a good piece of equipment. And unfortunately, after now having the Mastertronic and seeing how amazing the Mastertronic is in comparison to the Reef bot, it's like, why even have a Reef bot? I mean, really. Derek is mad at me. I'm never mad at you, Sammy. Oh man, guys. If I did a whole entire live stream on ReefBot, we'd be here all night. Like we'd be here till easily another 3 hours going over it. Well, guys, I have a ReefBot sitting in my garage that is going to be exploded at some point. I just haven't decided how and when and where, because YouTube has all these policies. You can't do certain things. Since my channel is a pet channel, do you have to run all the tests like how Trident does, or can you schedule testing for the parameters installed? You do have to separate them. They all have to be separate. So you can't like. Although that's not true. I'm sorry. The nitrite and nitrate are tested at the same time. We need to see it live. I've had a lot of people, including Glenn, who has mentioned, why don't I do my live streams in front of my tanks? I just have a really good setup here, but I guess I could move some of this stuff over and maybe do an outside stream or something. That would be cool to do it live. I think that would be great, actually. Linda, I'm not going to answer that question. Everyone knows if they've watched my stream what I feel. Yeah, but see, I can't blow up things on my channel, guys. I found out because my channel is a reefing channel or a pet channel, so I can't do anything like that. They would just delete the video. So I think we're gonna do something like Office Space. Maybe I'll even get the music and everything, and maybe we'll do it live. I don't know. That'd be cool. Who would show up for that? Would anybody show up to a live stream of me destroying a reef bot? I don't know. What's this? Oh, for those that don't know, that's funny you mentioned that. I'm not going to mention any names, but Aquarium Engineering no longer sells products to people. They have to be like vetted in order to sell it to. It's kind of ridiculous. Will Glenn be there? Glenn's not allowed near my house. He has a restraining order. He's not allowed anywhere near my house. I will not, Dave, be using all the Focustronic products. I used to have an Alcatronic before the Trident came out. I didn't like the size; it was just too big. Most of their products are big. So it's kind of like I don't really want all those products. They're just too big. Glenn's not allowed near my house. No, 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 no. Yep, that's what I'm gonna do, DJ Mike. I'm gonna do something like Office Space. Poor Glenn is like the reef bot. So, any other questions, guys? I know a lot of you guys are up late in the East Coast. I know my my streams go a little bit long for people on the East Coast. So we have 62 people that have entered to win this pack. It's going to be the Pro Pack. It's going to be the X4 Pro Pack. It's a great, great giveaway. I promised it would be a great giveaway. I wish I can give away a Mastertronic, but it's a little too expensive and impossible to get. So just remember, whoever wins this, you're gonna have to wait till they come available. Again, remember the rules. I mentioned them earlier, but you have to be a subscriber to this channel. You have to have participated, and I'm assuming you've been here because you've been here. Yeah, we have 62 enter. We might have 79, but remember, you have to enter a specific way, and you have to enter within the first couple minutes. You can't just enter at the end. You can't just pop in and enter. Um, so yeah, everyone knows the rules, and I'm gonna stick to them because this is a big giveaway. So if you're not here after I announce the winner, we're gonna go on to the next person, and it's just gonna go like that. So. All right, let's do this contest. I know people have to go, so and it's not really late here, but it's getting a little late. So okay, we had 62 people enter. You can get a hold of me via Facebook or Instagram. That'd be the best to get a hold of me and PM me, and I'll tell you how we're gonna get that over to you. And like I said, you're not going to get it for a couple weeks because I don't know when they're coming out. So, how do I draw the winner? I have a program called Streamlabs. It does it automatically for me. I don't do anything. I just push a button over here and it manually picks someone, right? So, let's see. It looks like we just got so many people here. This is awesome, man. I'll just send you a PM now. My Instagram is Reef Automation. Everything's Reef Automation, guys. Lee. Lee is always Lee. I think has won like 4 times. All right, so let's do this. The winner today is Mr. Cyber Postman. Cyber Postman, you are the winner. If you are in the stream, please say hello. And that's awesome that you won, man. Reach out to me, like I said, via those platforms, and we'll get your address and we'll get that shipped out to you when it's available. So So Cyber Postman, I think, said a few things. I don't remember. But I'm going to have my sleuths, my moderators, tell me if he is a subscriber to my channel. And if he's not a subscriber to my channel, then I am going to re-roll. Not here, he's here. I see him. Darn it. Everyone's so mad when someone's here and they win. It's like, what did you think? I'm going to give them out to everybody? So my mods, I think there's like 4 of you in here. Find out if this guy is a subscriber to my channel. I don't have time to do it. And if he's not, I hate to say it, guys, but we're going to have to re-roll. Carrie Apollo, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a long time. You know, Desert Reefer, I've tried to get him on, but he's so busy. He's got a kid, man. I hope I enjoyed the Glenn bump. Yeah, Glenn, I'm positive that most of the people that are in here are because you told them to go in here. I'm sure it was because of Glenn. Does Glenn even have any videos on YouTube? You know, Mark, he's a busy guy, dude. He is a busy guy. Anyway, so I did post a video today on my big tank. I've had a little bit more time to do videos. The next Mastertronic is going to be pretty cool. Sorry, the new Mastertronic video is going to be pretty cool. I'm going to kind of go into more in-depth things. Is there any other videos you guys like to see? I might get back to doing my fish series about different fish because I love fish. Congratulations to Mr. Cyber Postman. I don't know who you are, but thank you so much for watching. I think you're going to love your Hydros. I really do. And for those that are a little late to the party, here's the XP8 if you didn't get to see it. Like I said, it's a pretty big boy. It's not very big in terms of width and height, but depth, it's pretty deep. I mean, I don't have a big hand, but you can kind of get an idea of how big it is. So next time, let's actually do a video with a Mastertronic running. Well, I was shooting my videos and I had just got it. So let's see. When will I be checking out the internals? I don't know. I guess I can open it up. I mean, if I had a screwdriver right now, I can open it up, but I don't have a screwdriver by me. It's okay. I mean, I'm going to have to play with this anyway, so. Cyber Postman, you're going to have to reach out to me on Instagram or my Facebook. So, let's see. Yeah, for those that don't know me, I'll put my full name in the chat there. Just reach out to me on my name. If I open it, it'll void the warranty, I guess, but it's not like I'm giving this back or getting it. I mean, this is going to probably be given away after I'm done with it. I'm not going to use it after, probably a couple months. I'm going to do some reviews on it. I'm going to do, testing on it, see what it's all about. But then I'll probably give it away to you guys. I mean, maybe I'll use it. We'll see. I mean, I have some uses for it. I'm probably going to replace my Wi-Fi bar with this. But I don't know yet. Again, it was not supplied to me. I paid for this. So it's really up to me what I'm going to do with it to this point. I just don't know. Let's see. CoralView will be opening it up and showing it off. Yeah, I heard that. So there you go. All right, folks. So yeah, we had a bunch of people on tonight. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm gonna get some cool people on, and yeah, this was fun, guys. I had a lot of fun tonight. So hope you guys had fun. Thanks for watching, all that fun stuff, and you know how to get hold of me if you need to. So you guys have a good evening and good week, and look forward to more videos for you. See ya.